Hey, sixth grade, we're going to walk through some examples on dividing fractions using models. These are a little bit more time consuming, so your assignment is pretty small. And in the future, you won't be using these models, but it does give a good representation of how the division of fraction works. So I think that will help you in the long term. So we are going to walk through 4 problems, and I hope this helps when you're working on your assignment. So question 1 is 8/11ths divided by 2/11ths. So we are figuring out how many times 2/11ths can fit into 8/11ths, or how many groups of 2/11ths fits into 8/11ths. And we are going to be drawing models. So I'm going to start out with a large box, large rectangular box, and we are going to try and cut this into 11ths. And this won't be perfect, but we're going to wing it. So 1, 2, these are going to be too big, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And we're going to pretend like all of those are the exact same size. So each of these boxes represents 1/11th. And I'm not going to draw all of these, but we can see that we could count this all the way through until we get to 11/11ths. And we are going to start with our 8/11ths. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this orange and I'm going to highlight 8 of these 11ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that represents 8/11ths. So we have 8/11ths here. And we are going to find how many sections of 2/11ths we have. So each 2 boxes represents 2/11ths. So using our model, we see here, this is 1 2/11ths, our second 2/11ths, our third 2/11ths, and our fourth 2/11ths. So there are 4 2/11ths that we can make out of 8/11ths. So 8/11ths divided by 2/11ths gives us our final answer of 4. Pretty simple, little time consuming. Moving on to example 2, you're going to find this to be very similar. Going to start with our box. Going to divide this into tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of course, all perfectly sized, just like mine. We're doing 9/10ths divided by 3/10ths. So we need to highlight 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9/10ths. And we're going to draw to figure out how many 3/10ths we can make. So we need to count how many sets of 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So 9/10ths divided by 3/10ths is going to equal 3, because there are 3 sections of 3/10ths that fit into 9/10ths. All right, dealing with tenths again. This one is going to be a little different. So we're going to make tenths again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This time it's 7/10 divided by 2/10. 5, 6, 7. So for this, each section of 2 represents 1 2/10. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we have this piece. And if 2 pieces represent 1 whole, that is why this piece is only 1 out of the 2 pieces necessary, which would give us 1/2. So this final answer would be 3 1/2. If our sections were 3 pieces each and we only had 1 out of the 3, it would be 1/3. But in this case, it is 1/2 of a section. All right, number 4, we're getting even more challenging. This time, we see that we do not have a common denominator. We have a 6 here and a 4 here, and that's not going to work when we draw models. When you use an algorithm, it's not a big issue, but when we use models, we want a common denominator. So we need to find a common multiple of 6 and 4, which means a number that 6 and 4 both go into evenly. And in this case, we're going to use 12. So we have our 2 fractions. In order to get from 6 to 12, we multiply by 2. And if we multiply that 6 by 2, we have to multiply this 5 by 2. And that's going to get us 10/12. Multiplied 4 times 3 to get 12. So we have to multiply this 2 by 3. And 2 times 3 is 6. So we have our new problem of 10/12 divided by 6/12. And now we can draw our model. So we have our lovely box. Really punishing myself with these big denominators. We're going to try and make 12 boxes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're doing 10 of the 12ths. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to figure out how many sections of 6/12 we have. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 1 section. And notice it takes 6 sections to equal 1. And we have 4 out of the 6 remaining. So we need 6, but we only have 4, so that is 4/6. So 10/12 divided by 6/12 is going to equal 1 4/6. We can simplify that to equal 1 2/3. I'm going to show a sort of a bonus math problem because of how much you all love math. You should be good to go for your assignment, so feel free to X out of the video now. I'm going to show one more problem. I'm going to show, let's go 8/3 divided by 2/3. So this is unique because we have an improper fraction. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to have boxes representing thirds. So each box represents thirds. So there is 3/3. Here's 3 more, so that's 6/3. Here's 3 more, so that would be 9/3, but we only need 8 of them. So even when we have a number greater than 1, we can still represent this as a model. So we have 8/3, and we're going to divide them into 2/3, which we have one here, another one here, another one here, and a fourth one here. So the models work for improper fractions as well. Good luck on your assignment.